You're listening to the BOTB Football Show with TJ Weber.
Let me tell you something. I'm on fire. You better listen to me. If you want to win this week, listen to TJ Weber.
Zach Zook.
I think that they're going to come out and just absolutely shit rail the Eagles.
Big Webb.
Where's the beer?
And Nick Yale.
Yeah, that was huge.
And welcome into the VOTB Football Show live from the Brews on the Balcony studios. What's going on here? I'm hearing echoes over here. It's my laptop.
It's
What is
Big
going on?
Web.
I don't think I did it this time.
Big Web. What are you doing, Big
I
Web?
got it on orange, no communication.
No, I got it on orange.
communication.
No communicado.
Is that what that means?
Means I'm in a frickin' meeting.
It might be
Leave me
me.
alone.
I don't know.
We almost had a strong start. Almost.
It wouldn't be Brews on the Balcony if we had a strong
I
start.
mean, we finally got the intro back actually in the show live this time, which is great. And then
Then somebody did that.
we
Probably me.
got sirens
Right.
going off.
Yeah, everybody's freaking out. Like, where's the audio? Where's the audio? Well,
did it? Who
we were
did it?
just getting prepped.
Yeah,
you
getting
know?
prepped. We're sharing it. Come on.
The thing is, whenever we leave Cafe Telegraph, everybody's like, "Oh, 10:30, yeah, I'll see you then."
Yeah.
10:55 rolling in,
It's like 11:10.
It was Big,
It's
it
like
was
11.
Big Web this week. It was
That was me.
Nick a couple weeks.
Yeah.
It was Zook. I haven't been late yet. I don't know what the reason
pretty-
is, but I mean,
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen of the audience, thanks for bearing with me this morning. It took a little while to get in here.
that's right.
Hollywood.
Guys, we're here for Pro Bowl week.
Pro Bowl week.
We're not going to talk Pro Bowl that much
Thank you.
Why not, man?
because no one gives a shit.
It was amazing being down there in Florida.
The only thing we'll talk about, Nick, let's see what happened with you, and then we'll also talk like over-unders, and then we'll be done.
over-unders.
Then we'll be done.
Yeah, I was looking at the Pro Bowl line yesterday before I was doing that video on at Balcony Brews Pod on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And the line was like minus 1.5 AFC. I'm like, why the hell would you even try to manage to bet that? That is just absolutely miserable. But
Yeah.
no, Pro Bowl was cool. It was good. Down in Orlando for the past few days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or came back last night, I guess, in time to do the show because I'm committed to the program. And
Dedication.
tickets were only like $20 to go to the Pro Bowl, which wasn't honestly that bad. But nonetheless,
I just paid $90 to go to the XFL opener.
yeah,
so
yeah,
that
yeah.
tells you right there.
There you go. I mean, Battlehawks, call bitches. Save that. But the Pro Bowl is cool. You know, they had all the skills competitions down there. It was at ESPN studio there, right there in Orlando, part of Disney. And they had all the events. You know, you could run the 40-yard dash, kick the field goals. I didn't do any of it because we were down.
You're not an athlete.
Yeah, I wasn't an athlete. Didn't want to show
Because
anybody
you were
up.
scared.
Yeah.
Didn't want to show anybody up there. And you got all the kids trying to get autographs and stuff. And
No.
there I am, like, Mr. Chubb, Mr. Chubb, can you be on my podcast? and all the kids are trying to like get their papers and their football signed and stuff. You don't want to be too cocky. And we saw Victor Cruz, so the Griffin twins. They did a little meet and greet thing, and then watched a little bit of practice. So it was cool. All the players were having a good time. I should have got a media pass. Then I could have gone in and
They're
just,
like,
You should have
interview.
done that.
Nick from Brews on the Balcony here.
I
Okay.
guarantee there's no media there. Like,
Oh no, it was
there-
slammed.
yeah.
Was it
I
really?
bet
It
you
was
there was.
so-
Maybe that's because that's the
Slammed.
time they can get all the superstars
Yeah,
out
all
of
the
LA.
stars
Yeah.
away from
Snuggle
their
up to
away
'em.
from their team and their
Yeah,
own
oh,
PR
yeah.
people that protect them.
Yeah.
They didn't care. Like parking was free. The whole event was free. Like anybody could get in. Like, and if you had a media pass, like all the players were they're
What?
bouncing around having a good time.
Yeah, what was your give it a review because I think the Pro Bowl is complete ass, but I will say they've kind of revamped the like
Fan
skills
experience?
competition and the
Yeah.
experience. So like on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate your experience?
Well,
there?
I think you don't see a whole lot of it. Like, well, if you're just watching it on TV, it's only probably like a 4. Because like the skills competitions aren't that. I mean, they're not that great. Like Lamar was
Yeah.
terrible in his.
No, but I'm saying like if you were there.
Look,
you-
move this way a little bit, man. I want to get you in the shot.
If you were there, I mean,
we go.
if you were there, it's probably about 7. I mean, it's fun. Like you got all the all the players are super accessible. Like they're all there signing autographs. They're all there taking selfies. Like the cheerleaders are out there doing their thing. There's all the different like competitions for the kids. Like if you're looking as a family event on a Saturday, like Thursday, again, 3 days long. So if you're looking for something to do on a Saturday, it's free. And so you go in
Yeah.
there, your kids can run around. They had food trucks going, beers going, $10 beers.
See, that sounds like a good time.
Yeah, yeah, I
For
mean,
as much as
I mean,
I
yeah.
hate on it.
Yeah, like
You know?
for being in Orlando, like yesterday, Orlando, it's 72 degrees, blue skies, sunny. We're out there having some beers, watching some flag football. Like, yeah, I mean, It's
fun.
it's a good time to just go out and hang out. And so, like, if you're actually there, yeah, it's probably out of 7 because I mean, you can't beat Florida in January. But if you're just like nobody's watching it on TV at home, being like, oh man, can't wait for the Pro Bowl skills competition. Let me check it out. Like, unless it's on just in the background while you're doing something else.
That whole, I mean, the game itself is such a joke. I mean, it's supposed to be the best players in the game, the best players in the league, and they go. You know, it used to be like 2 weeks after the Super Bowl. So if you made it to the Super Bowl, which a lot of the best players do, you know, those guys don't get to play now. They used to play 2 weeks later, and it was more of a game, it was exciting. Not what it totally exciting like a real game, but it was fun to see these guys out there. And then what was it? A couple of years ago, we were watching somebody got laid the fuck out.
It was the punter. They did a fake punt to the right, and Sean Taylor just decked this dude. I mean, full on this, like, kicks the shit out of him, and he gets up, and they're all pumped up, and the punter's like, "What the fuck just happened? This is the Pro Bowl." And I remember because that was the only good part about the Pro Bowl ever.
I know. That's the only memory I have of the Pro Bowl anywhere.
Dude, I'm telling you, they have DraftKings today for Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
I literally threw it. Today is literally a lottery pick. Like, you just pick random players and see what happens.
Yeah.
You know? First of all, I don't think you go with any running backs. They pass the shit out of it.
Yeah, they'll throw.
I mean, if you're really, really trying to put action on this.
They don't defend. Right?
They don't defend either. So it's 50
Wide
and a half,
receiver.
you said the over-under is?
Yeah, it was at 50 and a half, and I would just absolutely murder the over.
If you're going full degenerate mode today and you're betting the Pro Bowl, hit
that's
the
what
over.
they were telling me when I was down there because we were pitching our gambling website, and they said they're like, you're really betting on the Pro Bowl right now. Like, you guys are degenerates. I'm like, yeah, you bet on everything, and you got that's how you got to do. That's how you got to do it. And
For the brand.
It's called gambling.
You should have seen week one year. This is about 5 years ago. My buddy Mouse calls me up and he goes, "Hey, I got a 10-teamer. Week 1 of preseason. I got a 10-teamer here. Bing, 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 bing. And I want to over here." And I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Preseason football.
And guess what? Guess what? He hit it. He put it $50 for like 1,200 or
more than that.
$12,000.
That was a ton of money.
Insane. And it's his biggest win ever. And it was this lightning struck. It's all it was.
Preseason.
What the hell?
What's worse,
It'll never
betting
happen
on
again.
preseason football or the Pro Bowl?
I would say preseason football.
Like, as a degenerate, but I got to go preseason football too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This thing right here, this over and I thought it'd be 64.
That's what I said.
Yeah, I know. Well, they know
50.
something that we don't, or I don't know.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I looked yesterday and I had to double take. I'm like, is this like updated? Like, after all the players that are going to be there. I mean, there's 13 Ravens and there's 11 Saints on the team, and then everybody else is like 6, 2, 3, 0. Miami, unfortunately, tough beat for Miami. Didn't get anybody on the roster this year. I don't think the Cardinals got anybody. Maybe Fitz. I don't know if he made it or not, but nonetheless, it's going to be an interesting game to watch. And that's the great thing about betting and gambling. And sometimes you're not always betting money. Just betting it, picking things for fun, incentivizes it to make it a little more interesting. Yeah.
For sure. Again, this week, guys, sorry, we forgot to mention our sponsors. We wouldn't be here without our sponsors. Cafe Telegraph, 2650 Telegraph Road. Also, K. Roberts Remax Gold. Give her a call today, 314-409-4113. Sarah Barron, Family Finance Mortgage, 314-537-1282. Would not be in my current home in this current studio without K. Roberts Remax Gold and Sarah Barron from Family Finance Mortgage. So give them a call today. And St. Louis Distillery, stldistillery.com, the best spirits in town. And also try that Brew Vodka, distilled from craft beer, for $19.99 a bottle. Get yours today. Guys, obviously, this is not one of those shows we expect a lot of people to watch because it's Pro Bowl week.
Oh, my God, yeah.
We're done
week.
talking about Pro Bowl, but we get some of the audience might not be watching because it is Pro Bowl week. So
Your
we're only gonna
loss.
give,
Yeah.
right. So we're going to give one Cafe Telegraph gift card away today. If you share this post, you'll be in a drawing for a $20 gift certificate to Cafe Tea. But for Super Bowl week, we're giving away 5. We're giving away 5 next week because we got a loaded show. I think that'll be our best one of the year. We'll be talking, we can do a little bit today too, but prop bets. We'll be talking about the over-under stuff. We'll be talking about DraftKings. We'll be talking about all of it. We'll give away 5 gift cards next week, but this week we share it, you get one.
And in obvious Bruise in the Balcony fashion, we still haven't mailed out the gift cards of the people that have already won. So we still have Colby, Hayden, Tolly times 2 here.
But they're labeled.
I never gave it to. I was at a meeting with Schlemmer the other night. Never gave it to him, so I got to mail.
Yeah,
his
and my
too.
mom's
Sorry.
is in my backpack
Sorry about that,
too.
Schlemm. We'll get it to
so
you soon.
Is he on right now?
He's on right now. Yeah.
I think Vicky's the only one that actually got her gift card in a timely fashion because she was at the event when she won it.
It's okay as long as
good.
they get it.
Yes,
as long as they get it.
Exactly.
And the best smoked meats in town.
They're open all year over
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, they're open all year, and they got a new location down in DeSoto. So if you're looking to go down that way,
Road trip.
check them out.
Yeah.
So a little bit on just Pro Bowl week, just real quick.
Just real quick.
Little advice
real
from Big Web. Earlier in the year, I gave you guys some advice, about some of these weeks on Saturdays. You got to take your woman out. You got to go do a little shopping, get a little dinner, get a drink with her. Tell her you love her, enjoy her time with her. Here we are, Pro Bowl week. It's Sunday. You've been kicking her in the ass every Sunday. Hey, I gotta go. I got football.
Yeah.
I gotta go football all day. Football. It's Pro Bowl. She don't fucking know that it's a goofy ass game. Honey, next week's Super Bowl, I'm gonna take care of you, baby. Let's go shopping today. Let's go get some dinner. Let's get a drink.
Why do you talk like that when he's
I
talking
don't
to
know.
her?
I don't know.
How you doing, baby?
How you doing?
I'm
That's
Big
what you
Web.
guys need to
That's
do.
his pickup
You need
voice.
to go
Yeah.
out there.
Listen, next week
You need
is
to take care of the
my
lady
week.
because you know why? Because next week is
is
Super
my
Bowl. Super
week.
Bowl, when you're out playing pool with the boys, betting on the game, watching TV, and she's up there with some recipe with all the women's doing little pizza flowers. God damn it. You'll be fine. That's because of what you do today. There's a little advice from
The
Big Web.
majority.
What is a pizza flour?
The majority
That
of
was
the
some
wives.
A little
monologue.
Melba toast, put some cheese on it.
There should be a name for the Monday after Super Bowl where like the wives all get together and drink wine. Like, thank the good Lord football's
over.
It's over.
But we got the XFL coming, baby. Caw.
Caw. We got, yeah, XFL Sunday, man. That is what
Saturdays, right?
Gonna,
Are they playing
no,
Saturdays
no,
or Sundays?
Sundays.
Oh,
Yep.
my God.
Yep. It's after day after Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras on Saturday. Home
Right.
opener
I didn't know
on
if it was
Sunday.
always on Sundays.
Oh, I don't know that.
I know the opener. We're going. I would know because my wallet hurts.
Yeah.
now.
Hey,
But I'm going. Should be fun. I'm excited.
I'm
to
gonna go tailgate. I'll scalp some tickets if I can get in, but my bank account doesn't afford me to do that right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we had.
TJ will do this. You'll do the content inside the stadium. I'll be outside the stadium getting fan reaction.
Yes.
With all the dentists that can't afford to get in. There you go.
Sit outside the dome, just hanging out.
Just like in a lawn chair, in a parka, because it'll probably be like 10 degrees. Winter comes late in St. Louis.
Yeah.
And we'll have our beer huddled around like the TV, like it's like this big and it's like flickering, like doing the bunny ears, trying to get the signal to
yeah.
go. Come on! Got the grill cooking over here, the charcoal grill.
I tell you what I'm spending, so I'm gonna be chugging beer before the game. I ain't
Yeah.
drinking
Yeah.
shit during the game. Yeah,
Yeah,
forget
because
that.
even though it's XFL football, it's still gonna be like $9 beer.
Oh, for crime.
absolutely.
You're not
I
getting
guarantee it.
That's my slew argument.
Like,
Yeah.
I was thinking before, and it hurts because football's out of St. Louis, real NFL football. So they're trying to take advantage of like, hey, football's back in STL, so we can charge all this. When I heard the Battlehawks were coming here and that they were getting an XFL team, I'm like, sweet, like $5 tickets, like $1 hot dog
Yeah.
days and shit. Like nobody's gonna go.
when
Now
he-
people are like actually excited, and there's gonna be possibly sellouts. I'm like, fuck this.
Yeah.
When he said $90, I said season tickets. $90.
Yeah.
That's what I thought
Yeah.
it was.
Oh,
Yeah,
tell me
right.
about
That's what I'm like. You want me to charge $65 for a ticket? Fuck that.
Well, actually, it wasn't even that.
Nick, go week 2. Just go week 2.
I'm gonna go. Yeah,
week 2 will be like 20.
It'll be half the price.
Lose their home opener, and then tickets will be like $15. Like sweet, let's
Well,
go.
and I give it up because I'm going to go ahead and put them on the railroad tracks because we're not going to have them as a sponsor because they suck. StubHub, fucking is $70 tickets for the opener, but they had $20 service.
Yeah,
fees,
that's ridiculous.
Service charge.
That's
Get the
what I'm
fuck
saying.
out of here.
That's what I'm saying.
service
That's why I'm gonna go
charge.
scalp.
Hold on a second. Hey, George, cancel the deal with StubHub.
I don't
not
want
gonna
them.
work out
I don't
anymore.
want them.
That's why I'm gonna
Forget
go
that.
scalp tickets
$20
before the game. I don't know if that's legal that I can say that on the air or not, but I'll just go find some tickets right before the game. I ain't paying no service fee. Watch me go get $15 tickets before the game. I'm wait till kickoff or like till it's like 5 minutes into the first quarter.
Oh,
and then,
yes,
and then-
Officer Jones. He's in section 138. Nick Yale, you can't miss him. Backwards hat and a big-ass beard to rest his ass.
I'm gonna shave the beard in my head and then go to the game. Oh man, yeah, I guarantee I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna see right before game time, wait 5 minutes, and then try to get tickets for like $10 and get in.
You're the best, Nick.
I'm
If
gonna
anybody can do it, it's you.
I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna be first row and turn around TJ and wave to you
Yeah, go for it.
with my beer.
You know what's awesome is we're talking about it. There's football.
Oh,
in St.
yeah,
Louis,
yeah.
You know what
I'm
I mean? We'll
excited.
take it.
At least
when
for
I-
a couple weeks.
Yeah, at least for it's not the AAF yet.
Yet.
We'll see. I think honestly,
I think it has better back.
I think they could sell. I think they're going to pack the fucking place. I
Yeah.
really do. I really.
I don't know how the
Sweet.
rest of the
That's
league will do,
awesome.
but St. Louis, I think, will have a good turnout the whole
every
season.
other city is like. I mean, you have Tampa Bay, Seattle,
Both of
LA,
which have
New York.
Real NFL
Yeah,
teams.
LA, New York, Houston. I mean, and then what is the other one?
They should have picked those better.
There's 8 of them. It's Tampa Bay, LA, New York, Houston, Seattle, St. Louis. Dallas, which has another team that Dallas.
Did
and
you say
Houston.
DC?
And then DC,
DC.
the DC Defenders, yeah, who also, I mean, the Redskins, but also every other city has an NFL team besides St. Louis with the Battlehawks.
Yeah, see, I would have, if I were in charge of that, I would have done more cities like St. Louis that don't have
They
an
do like a
NFL
sh-
team,
like
so you
a-
could have the demand
Who in
for
Los
it.
Angeles, New York are going to fucking go to an XFL game?
Nobody.
No.
It's the
They
stupidest
just
thing
wanted
ever.
it there because it was a
big market.
It's a big market.
Yeah, but nobody even goes to the NFL games in Los
and
Angeles.
then St. Louis got it over technically Chicago or like Detroit because they were showing a map of like where the fandom is, and it's like all these other corners, and then like the Midwest, like Battlehawk country, and it's like
Dude.
all of the Midwest, and like
they're going to make all their money here.
yeah,
100%.
It's for sure going to be the.
I would have
number
stuck
one.
a team in Iowa.
The Iowa Barnstormers, right? In the past,
Did you see Kinnick Stadium?
Canadian team.
But like back in the day, like
Mexican
USFL, last time they tried this stuff, I mean, it was like Birmingham Stallions, Memphis, something.
Yeah.
And it was all these middle towns
Yeah.
that didn't have NFL teams. College territory, really.
That's what you got to do.
right.
What were they? The New Jersey Generals?
Yeah.
Uh,
Herschel Walker.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
New Jersey Generals. And
Yeah,
it's-
Jersey
The only
Generals.
one to
USFL.
spend money, yeah.
I think now, because of social media, it has it's going to have more attention. The XFL will. I mean, the AAF did okay. Like people were still like intrigued and watching those games. They just had shitty like planning and ownership groups and didn't really, make a strong enough effort to make sure they had the money for it to last before they got into it. They heard the XFL was coming and tried to jump the gun a little bit and put together the AAF because they had all the TV deals, and then it just didn't work out.
I was hoping that the rules, and I don't think they're too crazy, but I was hoping the rules didn't get too nuts so it still stay close to traditional NFL so that it could kind of possibly grow.
Mm-hmm.
The more weirder you get and you change the rules, it becomes a oddity and
It
gets
can be
away
more of
from
a
true-
feeder league for the NFL versus
Could become that. And the thing is, too, like the extra point thing, I think that's a cool rule. Like you can go for 1, 2, or 3 going back. I think it's different and it changes the game. I like that type of stuff. Now, when they first put the ball in the middle of the 50-yard line and said, go kick the shit out of each other, you start on your 20, you start on your 20, and go for it. That's what they originally did when they opened the XFL back in, 03 or whatever it was? So that was a dumbass
but I mean,
thing.
you can't make it like a video game where like,
you can't make it like a NFL Blitz.
Yeah, right.
No, hell no, hell no.
There's no punching people.
No, but I mean, if you're
the
like
hell?
okay, so you get this many points from here. Okay, guess what? If a guy kicks a 70-yarder, we're going to give you 13 points, and your team's been getting his ass kicked all day long, but he gets a wind and hits a 70.
Yeah.
Bullshit. You're
Yeah.
playing the game down by down. Let's make it somewhat what we're used
Well,
to.
that's the tough part about having Vince McMahon involved, and that's what they said in the first place. Well, he's WWE. It's all fake. It's very successful, but he was sitting there going, "Oh, we're going to make real-time football," and then it was so bad when it first launched. I watched the documentary. It was great on ESPN, and it was so bad that they try to incorporate things from the WWE and XFL, like have the cheerleader cams and going up their skirts and shit like that.
God.
Matt Vasgersian, who's on MLB Network and a bunch of other things, great broadcaster. He was one of the guys that originally got the play-by-play. He was the guy, and Vince told him to say all these things, and he's like, "I'm not fucking saying that."
Yeah.
It was a really interesting business venture. So it's going to be interesting to where it goes. I think the St. Louis team will be very, very supported here in St. Louis, and then the rest of it, I don't know. But I think it'll be fun to go to, say I went to the first, if not last game for the XFL Battlehawks.
It just
Save their ticket.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Oh,
true.
That's a good thing for the wall.
Frame that, put that sucker on the wall. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
think too is that they got a feel for what went wrong with the AAF and what not to do. and they probably learned some things from that league to, obviously a little bit of a different league.
Well, something with the GM, right? Like he went bankrupt or something.
Yeah.
I didn't even know if it had a lot to do with the league itself. He was just in over his head, and he went for it anyway.
Yeah, but but that not necessarily from the whole bankrupt aspect and the money of it, but just like from the fan engagement stuff. I'm sure there's some good things that they learned that they'll do differently and improve upon.
You need visible players. That's one
Yeah.
thing the AAF didn't have. And if you look at the USFL back in the 80s, what did they have? They had Herschel Walker. They had Kelly, who ended up playing for the Buffalo Bills. They were able, I think, in all 3 of their years, they got the Heisman winner to sign with them instead of the NFL. So that's something that I think if the XFL wants to sustain, like, who you need to go after to try and sign? Go try and sign like Jalen Hurts or somebody that's probably not going to have a very good NFL career, but was electric in college. You need to pluck the brand value of those guys and get them in your league.
And I think they'll get some of those guys versus, and it depends on like the contracts and stuff like that, but where they'll get players that didn't make in the NFL now, like trying to start the league now, you're trying to find all these old players like Mizzou's LaDainian Washington was a guy who's on the Battlehawks wide receiver, will help Battlehawks, be good in Columbia because of having that former Mizzou tie there. But now I think they're better off because you'll get all the guys from that didn't make the NFL or that were going practice squad that, again, you're not likely to play. But then you can all of a sudden you can be a starter and get a ton of exposure. I mean, it's better to be on TV in front and making plays where everybody can see you.
They get picked up by big networks.
And then possibly an NFL team sees that versus playing practice squad or scout team in practice where no one's seeing you play ever.
Yeah, but the problem is the AAF did that too, and that's fine. Like, they're going to get a lot of people like that, but you don't want it to become the NFL reject league either. Like, you want those guys to also have name and brand value independently, I think. And so, especially at the skill positions, if they're DBs or middle linebackers, whoever, you don't need to know their names. But the quarterbacks, the wide receivers, the guys making plays, you want to have brand value there. Like, that's why, former Heisman winners that wash out or like maybe their skill set doesn't translate to the NFL or they're undersized or what have you, but had a lot of success. Like, I'm thinking back like maybe 10 years ago, Tim Tebow would have been great for that league.
Yeah, sure.
Like that's the type of stuff I think the XFL will have to do to get eyeballs on the on the screen.
Exactly.
I think there's sorry to cut you off. I think there's a league for those type of guys though that are fringe guys, and even if they try the NFL for a year or two, like, I think we all could agree we were excited to see what he would have done, but I don't think anybody thought Manziel was going to be a legit franchise quarterback in the NFL. At least I didn't. I don't know, but this is like a perfect league for a guy like him.
It is perfect for him. And he would be some advertising pop, and he could also get some interest. Like, what are you talking about? 8 towns, right, that have teams. So we're going to be watching a little bit because it's our team, but you got to draw from the other cities around the United States too. So somebody like Manziel, a name like that, and
in Texas,
that's what you need ultimately.
Yeah.
Like, this is the XFL. Like, you need names. Like, Johnny Manziel would be perfect for the XFL.
Right, and they got to get off to a good start, and financially, like you're saying, in St. Louis, they're selling the place out on game 1 or whatever, and having a good start because you need the funds to be able to draw a name or two out of the draft or whatever, And oh my God, this guy's skipping the NFL and he's going to the XFL because of dollars. You know what I mean? And if they can do that, they can get a little spice and get it going.
They're doing the right thing, though, in doing it like spring ball. They're not competing with the NFL.
Yeah.
They're being a completely different time of the year where it's perfect because there are so many football fans. I miss football. I mean, I have to work college football weekends, but so I don't get to watch a lot of it. But even when it's back, it's just like a reminder that, hey, the NFL's close. It's some good games. And now the XFL can maybe help diminish that gap a little bit between the draft and then the training camp season, and you're back to football before you know it. So
play both. Could you play both?
Nah,
maybe. Keep going. Oh man, your body would be so torn up.
No shit.
Absolutely.
No chance. You need those months off.
Your thoughts are welcome in the Facebook comment line. Again, we know that it's going to say Pro Bowl, so we might be scaring some people away, but we're not talking Pro Bowl.
Oh my God, Pro Bowl!
We're
We're
going to go ahead and talk Super Bowl coming up more next week. But let's talk about conference championships, boys. We didn't get a chance to talk about how the games turned out.
Turned out well.
Big Web had a big
nice
time weekend
on Big Web's bet.
2,000 now.
Pot is up to 2,160
Look at
after
that.
last weekend.
Look at that. All right.
We had a very good weekend. We hit the straight bet on the Chiefs. We hit the 2-way on the Chiefs and the Frisco over, and we hit the Chiefs over and the Frisco over on a $100 3-way. So
good shit.
Big weekend. Big weekend last week. And for those of you who've been following along, thank you for following along, and congratulations to you guys.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, give a little preview. You don't have to give away your picks yet. I'm sure you're still thinking about it, but are we going? How much are we going here in Super Bowl?
We're gonna invest about half of it and
Nice.
and end the year with a definite 4-figure profit.
Good shit.
So that's where it's at. It's simple, stacking up on a couple of plays, and just like we did the last couple of weeks. So I mean, we're hot. We're on a roll. We're like a baker who fell down in a bakery. We're on a roll.
It's gonna
Nice.
It's gonna be good. I'm excited about the Super Bowl. I was hoping, Zook, for your Packers, that they'd get it done. They laid an egg in the first half.
Laid an egg.
I do think, though, watching this Niners team, I think it's going to be a good game. I mean, the line speaks for itself. This game is. When's the last time a Super Bowl has been a pick 'em? I mean, it's very interesting.
Would not touch that. Would not touch
Is
that.
it a pick 'em? I thought the Chiefs were favored by a point or two.
Well, I mean,
1 point.
it's
They
one-
relatively a
it's a-
pick 'em.
it's
One
Oh
point
my
either way is a
gosh.
pick 'em. Yeah,
It's -1 right now. -1 Kansas City.
yeah.
Wow.
Because you think about it, I mean, you can't really win by. You know what I'm saying? Like they
Mm-hmm.
can.
Can't win by half. Yeah.
You could like lose by one and put. I don't know. Usually it's a pick 'em if it's 1 point. They
Yeah.
say so.
I remember back in the day, like when Frisco would play, like even Buffalo. Buffalo had a great offense back in the day, and it was Frisco and even Pittsburgh. But when there was great offense against great offense, and you had so much excitement going into the Super Bowl because you had these huge offenses going at it, and with both these teams averaging in the 30s, it's going to be a fun day next Sunday.
Yeah, it will be. The biggest surprise from last week, I think the Packers just
the fact that the
coming out like
Packers didn't
shit.
show up.
I mean, well, that scares me with the Chiefs against the Niners defense now. It really does.
And that's why. I mean, that's why I'll probably end up picking the Niners and rolling with that for the Super Bowl. But I think though, just looking at what the Packers did, I mean, the Packers had a good offensive line and a good defensive line. It just didn't look like they wanted to win that game.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, they got called out too. I mean, that they were not happy with their performance post game, but like you could see it just didn't look like they wanted it. Didn't look like they wanted to win. They got down and they just kind of fell apart after that. They made a little bit of a comeback late in the game, but just the lack of effort there to start the game and credit San Francisco because they did everything right. They played their game plan. They've done it 2 weeks in a row now against Minnesota and Green Bay. They stuck to their game plan. They won the game easy both times. And so against Chiefs is going to be more interesting, but I think that was the biggest surprise.
And Raheem Mostert, holy shit.
He was on fire.
220 yards, 4 touchdowns.
Unbelievable.
Coleman goes out, and Mostert's been the better productive back out of him. But, I mean, Coleman's been their, like, goal line guy, and Mostert just, like, ran right over Green Bay.
Dude, I'm telling you, it reminds me of the greatest show on turf. I mean, they have so many weapons. Jimmy's a little inconsistent at quarterback as far as, he's a little susceptible to interceptions.
Yeah.
But he's got those little yards after catch, those little passes that Warner used to do with the guys, and they cut and go. And, Kittle, he's got yards after catch also. I mean, and Sanders, it's just a solid group. And I think they just had too many weapons, and they outmanned the Packers. The Packers just didn't have that deep of a roster in
Not even
skill
close.
positions, right?
No. I mean, well, when you pick in the top 10 every year for 5 or 6 years, I mean, you're going to have better players.
Yeah.
But credit the 49ers, they hit on all those guys, except for Solomon Thomas, who hasn't really done much. I mean, Jimmy G gets hurt, you get gifted the 2nd overall pick, boom, potential Hall of Fame pass rusher already.
Yeah, Nick Bosa's a
Nick
beast,
Bosa.
man.
And then you have Armstead, and then you have Buckner, and you trade for Emmanuel Sanders and Debo Samuel, who I
Richard
wanted
Sherman.
the Packers to draft in the 2nd round. The
Should've listened to you.
49ers get him, and he's freaking awesome. And, the Richard Sherman signing.
Yeah.
The offensive linemen they've picked lately have hit. They have Joe Staley, who's been there forever. McGlinchey on the other side's really good. It's just in Kyle Shanahan's offense, he's taking no-namers. Like, make no mistake about it, Raheem Mostert is going off, and he's doing very well, but he's been on like 7 or 8 different NFL rosters. It's not as though the 49ers are just smarter than everybody else. Maybe if it was Bill doing this, I would say maybe he saw something that everybody else didn't. But it's not as though Raheem Mostert is this elite athlete, top 10 NFL running back talent-wise. He's playing in a scheme that is just dominating. And I think he set like a franchise record, or did he set like an NFC championship record with his rushing yards?
It was a franchise record for sure. I don't know if it was NFC championship record too.
Well, and something else about this game that we should have done in the pregame, but Mike Pettin, the defensive coordinator for the Packers, was the head coach of the Browns when Kyle Shanahan was an assistant, and when they had Johnny Manziel and went 7-9, that was Mike Pettin's team, of which Shanahan was the offensive coordinator. So they've worked together before, and then obviously went their separate ways, and now Kyle Shanahan is the head coach, Pettin's the defensive coordinator, so he knows him like the back of his hand. And I think that he's been able to play off his tendencies and just take him to the woodshed in both matchups this year. It wasn't even close. Like, he was running circles around him game plan-wise.
To me, this game, I think that the Niners would have wanted Mostert to have that type of game either during the regular season or in the Super Bowl, because now, especially, the Chiefs will definitely be focused on him.
Yeah, they're going to key on that.
That's the question, is can Jimmy G lead the way through the air?
Yes.
I don't know,
That's
man.
the thing.
Will he have to?
I think he will.
I think he
Chiefs'
will.
run defense isn't that good.
But if they key on him and they force him to beat him over the top, and he's got to keep up with Mahomes.
They're going to. Because Mahomes is going to score quick. And Jimmy G, again, I said the 49ers were the real deal after they beat the Saints, but there's just part of me that doesn't believe that Jimmy G is the guy that everybody says he is. It's just that, I was listening to this on the way over on the radio on 101, and someone was making a good point about like one and done QBs. You know, you had a guy like Nick Foles take over the Eagles and then win a Super Bowl. You had a Blake Bortles take the Jaguars to an AFC Championship, and then they're non-existent anymore. You know, RIP. But like, it's one of those things where the quarterback is such an important position, and obviously the defense too. And that's why we look at the Niners defense. The Niners defense got them to the championship. Jimmy Garoppolo, for as good as he is, did not get them there. The Niners defense got them there. They kept them in games, and they gave Jimmy G a chance, and Jimmy G did what he needed to do. But without Nick Bosa and that Niners defensive line, the 49ers are not in the AFC Championship game, and that's the kicker there. However, one point I do think is interesting to make is that championship teams that win the Super Bowl, they have a good tight end, and that's where George Kittle fits into this equation, because unlike other teams that only have your two deep wide receivers that gets covered by the safeties and corners, you can just pick them off underneath with George Kittle. And if they do key on the run defense and focus on Raheem Mostert because of what happened in the championship game, then all of a sudden, you know, you can send Deebo Samuel and Emmanuel Sanders deep, both super quick guys, and use George Kittle. And, of course, Kyle Shanahan in this offense, he's going to be the kind of guy drawing up some crazy-ass play that we haven't seen before and trying something completely different, because that's what he's done all season long.
That's the question, too. It's the Chiefs' offense against the Frisco defense.
Yes,
that is the matchup in this game.
They have to establish the run. If they don't, they're going to be in trouble. You know, I mean,
Kansas City
has
I
to
agree.
establish the run. On the other side of the football, Zook nailed it. Zook nailed it, though. It's like San Francisco's ranked second in the league in rushing, and Kansas City's rushing defense is 26th in the league. So there's the big mismatch right there, I think, for Frisco.
Yeah.
And Kansas City was able to slow down Derrick Henry, but see, I don't know. That's why I guess I like the over in this, because
definitely
as good as Frisco's defense is, once you get to the defensive backfield, you still have to tackle the quarterback. Patrick Mahomes is very mobile. He can make guys miss. He has a quick release.
Leads the team in rushing, by the way, in the playoffs.
So Monday, just a couple of numbers for you. Monday morning, it was at 52.5. So we jumped on that over Monday morning. It's up
I think it went up
54.5.
Yeah.
Now.
See, now I don't know. I don't know. That's moving in the wrong direction for me. I think that it's really tough gambling-wise this game, because I think it's truly a coin flip game, and it's at a pick-em, because I think the 49ers are we all in agreement that the 49ers are the best team, in terms of the talent?
Yep.
Both sides of the ball, absolutely.
But the Chiefs have Patty, and the Chiefs
have
Tyreek Hill and Tyreek Kelsey.
Oh my gosh,
the best offense.
That's where all the excitement comes in. It's not like you got a mismatch here. You just got a better football team against a very talented team with an electric offense.
Because they could, Chiefs could be down. The San Francisco knows their assignment. They know their game plan. They executed to perfection in Minnesota and Green Bay. And the Chiefs, you could game plan perfectly. You could do everything right, but then there's that wild card factor of, okay, bam, bam, 2 quick shots, and Patty Mahomes has 2 touchdowns in a matter of 30 seconds on you.
I think
you can't plan for that.
Jimmy
I
G
think
doesn't have
Patty
the
will get
offense
his.
to do it, to get back. You know what I mean?
You can't plan for that.
But here's the difference in the numbers. And just looking at the championship Sunday. So you're right. They slowed down Henry a bit, but when you look at Tennessee, they still scored 24 points or something like that. So Frisco's a much better offense than Tennessee. Without Henry, they got more weapons. They got more people that can score. The Chiefs' defense is not that strong. So the over bettors, ladies and gentlemen, 54.5 is still a reasonable number here to get over. It's a 27-27 ball game. Both these teams have averaged in the 30s on offense. Who's going to slow down who on defense? Frisco's got a better defense, so it may slow down Kansas City, but Kansas City is electric.
Here's the thing, though, and this has been like this the last 2 games. The 2 games that the Chiefs have played in the playoffs so far, they have been terrible in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Terrible in
Tell
both
me
games.
about it.
So against a San Francisco defense, you saw Tennessee get up 10-0, I believe. You saw the Texans get up 24-0 in the first quarter.
Yeah.
So if the 49ers get up 10 or 14-0, this could be it because of the defense that they have. So you're banking on the Chiefs finally getting their shit ready to go in the first quarter and playing some football.
Or this is where they get
or this
exposed.
is where they fall, and this is where it hurts them. Yeah,
but they're going to be gunslinging. They're going to be gunslinging start to finish. So I mean,
I don't think they'll really run at all, Kansas City.
Well, I would love.
Why?
Why
would they?
Why should you? Yeah.
It's just because that's where you can get Frisco if you can get something going.
You're going to run against that defensive line?
Well, but against the run,
Fred
though,
Warner, Quan Alexander?
That's the number. Hell, you can't pass against them. They got a better pass rush than they do have a run defense.
Yeah.
So run defense is like 17th or something like that. That's the only little spot.
They had good edge
if
rushers.
they could get Williams going or something, that's the only little glimpse they have to match right with.
Yeah, they're a team that can have success in the run game, and with Kareem Hunt, what was that, last season or 2 years ago now? He had a ton of success with them.
It was last year.
They use Patty to set up the run because if you use Mahomes through the air, I would expect them to come out air raiding and slinging it like you said,
sure.
Big Web, and then use the pop handoffs to get big plays when you think they're going to pass.
Which makes it interesting to see what kind of game plan do they dial up on defense for Frisco. Do they go after Patty? Because we've seen teams try to do that, and he has such a quick release.
4-man rush.
And his
You have to.
And his creative, where he doesn't get sacked all that much throughout the playoffs as we've seen. So because he has that quick release and sidearm spiral. So or do you drop back and try to do the whole zone thing with Richard Sherman, who he's losing some credit on social media.
I wouldn't
play.
I wouldn't blitz if I was Frisco.
You would not blitz.
They
No.
haven't had to all year.
I don't think I would either.
Because they get pressure with a
athleticism.
4-man rush. They have big physical corners. Mosley and Sherman are not burners. Like if you put Sherman up in man coverage, I mean even Devontae Adams took him deep late in that
And there's
Packers
no way
game.
you can put him on. Tyreek's going to burn by him so quick.
They can't.
Or
They're not going to be able to
Watkins.
hang in man
Or
coverage.
Sammy.
or
Yeah.
Kelsey. I mean, that's the thing. These offenses are very, very similar. The Chiefs have the more firepower on offense, in my opinion, as far as the passing game, but they have a similar situation. 2 deep guys, 1 underneath tight end. That's nails.
Both teams are
Kelsey and Kittle,
fantastic.
both fantastic tight ends.
Really,
So,
it's Tyreek Hill over Debo, just because
and I'd say Mahomes over Jimmy.
Yeah,
I would say
and then Mahomes
passing-wise.
over, because Emmanuel Sanders and Sammy Watkins, probably about even. Like you said, the tight ends are about even, and then it's that Patty Tyreek connection versus that Garoppolo Debo. Well, Debo is still.
Debo's been good,
too. Debo is highly underrated. I mean, he could have been one of the best players drafted.
He's so good.
This
I
year.
knew he was going to be so good too.
Zook's so sad, man.
Zook is
His
so
team
mad.
gets
Zook
kicked
is
from
so
the
mad
playoffs.
about
He was
that.
so good at
But
South
that's
Carolina.
the matchup, though. I mean, because the Niners clearly have the advantage on defense, and so it's Patrick Mahomes to Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce against the Niners defense. That's literally the matchup.
And I see at times that Mahomes is going to be able to get away. Okay, and he's going to be able to get the plays off,
Yeah.
and he's going to get his.
Burn
but
down
there's
the
going to be other
sideline.
times when Bosa catches up with him.
Oh, yeah.
and
Sure.
company, that the rest of that line. So it's not like it's going to be the same type of thing all game long. But there's both offenses are so strong. It's just like it's going to be a barn burner.
It's gonna be a good game.
It's going to be a great.
I think it
Super
will
Bowl.
too.
It's going to be
I-
like that New Orleans Niners game.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
New
I mean,
Orleans.
can you see either one of these teams blowing the other out? Because I really can't.
No.
Even if
I could see a
Frisco
10
gets
I could see a
ahead, like
10
Patty will
point
come back.
situation.
I could see San Francisco getting up early because of the first quarter
Yeah.
woes with Kansas City, but then they'll come back like they always do, and I think it'll be a 3-point game.
And
honestly.
KC not going to have that home field advantage factor either
Yeah.
going for them, which is something they've relied on big
And they're
time.
playing in Miami, which San Francisco's used to playing. I mean, everybody's used to playing in warm weather, but San Francisco's been playing in Frisco. It's beautiful weather, like Zook said, 72 degrees, and the sun's shining, and the birds are chirping, and money's falling from the sky. It's perfect.
And
in San
neither
Francisco.
team's been there either to the Super Bowl, where it's in that that environment. So, I mean, the Kansas City Chiefs have been to the AFC Championship and probably have a little bit more experience being there. But, I mean, guys like Richard Sherman have been to the Super Bowl, have won Super Bowls. So it's going to be interesting to see kind of the matchup. It's Emmanuel Sanders, too. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see.
It's a tough day. It is because –
it's so even.
Man,
I really think this is a betting nightmare.
I think so too. I think so too.
But not on the over. The over is pretty confident.
Other than the over/under bet.
See, 54 of those, it's a lot. Can't you see like 24-28, or 24-21?
No.
I think it's gonna be a classic football game.
The only way you're gonna see 20s out of Kansas City is if Frisco, blows them out. I don't see a game like both teams in the 20s.
I would tease it though. I would tease Kansas City and the over.
Yeah,
in
you
a
could
two-way
do
parlay.
that. Ooh,
That's 6 points.
That might be
the
the move.
That might be the
that's
move.
probably the move.
But
yeah.
it probably pays you 2-1.
That's the thing.
Because we said it was going to be
on
close.
teasers,
Yeah, right.
Big Web going balls out here.
Exactly.
He's got money to spend. You're gonna profit 4 figures either way.
You
So
Why shouldn't he?
You got to play
right.
take
that.
some chances, man.
What's that, Bruno Mars? I'm a dangerous man with some money in my pocket. So no,
I like it.
it's just I've been rooting for Kansas City all year. The whole damn
Yeah, you can't
year.
flip on him now.
I can.
Are you really? You know what's going to happen.
Oh, you can flip on him?
I can't. I'm
Oh, you're going to.
Oh.
ladies and gentlemen,
boy.
we don't want to divulge anything, but it looks like we might not be on Kansas City next week. Wow. So
I'm on Frisco.
We are. I love the over, and that way I can root for Kansas City a little bit because they're kind of my boys. But
Sorry,
on the
Chiefs
side,
fans.
on the side, I'm
It
going
ain't
to get some.
happening.
And then the other thing that happens on the teaser, ladies and gentlemen, is you put down, let's say 200 on the teaser, you collect 480 on regular spreads. You start playing with that spread, take that same 200 and put it on a teaser, a 7-point teaser. You're going to get back like 350 or something.
Yeah, but 48.5 in the Chiefs plus 7 sounds a lot better than the Chiefs.
No, I understand.
You know what I'm saying?
But financially, you're
I like
you're talking
that.
about a profit of 480 on the same bet, down to 150.
I guess it'd be plus 6 on that.
Yeah.
But
So
still.
it's a whole different thing. But it's fine. It's a safer bet, much safer bet to get your return. What you invested back and somewhat of a profit, maybe a little bit, but. It all depends where you're at.
We'll do
what
half
you're
and
trying
half. I would say
There you go.
put half your money on that, half your money. It covers you.
Just
You
hedge
know
it,
what I mean?
hedge it, yeah.
If you hit both, you hit both. Like
No,
good
that's
for
very-
you.
that's
If you
very
want to
good
go
way.
for it, that's different. But I mean, why not do both so you cover yourself if you don't hit the big one?
If you're spending that, you got a lot of options there. You can do a lot of different things.
So there you go,
and
Zick.
still come out ahead.
47.5.
Yeah, I'll take that.
There you go.
Let's see. Joe Sal's got a lot of comments. We've been bad with comments today. We apologize. He goes, first of all, is Jimmy G the best looking NFL player in the league?
Yes.
Question mark.
I mean, Kiara Me, I thought so.
I think so.
Hey, didn't he hook up with a porn star?
Yes.
Yeah.
Who other would be better?
My
who's
thing is,
better
like-
looking than Jimmy G?
Okay, real quick, does it make sense for like a good-looking NFL player to hook up with a porn star? Like, you could get any girl you
You
want.
should be able to
and,
find
you
a
know,
nice girl next door.
not trying to downgrade the porn stars, I guess, but like,
Yeah,
I
what
don't
do you have
know,
against the
like,
pornies?
You got don't say pornies, but you got these
The horny
you know,
pornies.
women
Yeah,
that aren't in
ugly
porn,
guys
like,
can buy that, can't they? I don't know.
Yeah, the ugly.
we'll say allegedly.
Allegedly.
Joe, he also says Mostert and Damian Williams both cut from Dolphins, who had the worst rush offense. Is that true?
Yeah,
Wow.
it is. Yeah, I mean, and again,
I mean,
that's just a thing.
I
That's
know
just the
Williams
thing
was.
of a player fitting into the right system because you'll see guys. I mean, I guess Cardinals running back, can't remember his name, also cut from
Kenyon Drake.
traded from Miami to Arizona. Was
Jay
okay,
Ajayi
was
in
okay,
Philly.
was
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
was okay in Miami. Kenyon was okay in Miami, but then kind of really blew up in Arizona. And that's just a thing of depending on the system a player is in, they can either be really bad or look really good. It just kind of depends.
Joe also says people forget Jimmy G is a 2-time Super Bowl champ.
He is. New
That
England
is true.
Patriots, yes.
Didn't have
So
really a
there you
hand.
go.
He held the extra points.
Yes.
Here's the water jug.
So he did have a
Tom,
hand. He had a hand.
Would you like
in
a
it.
sip?
He had a hand it.
He had a hand. He is Jimmy G is a
he
Super
had
Bowl
he had a
champion.
finger on it. He was holding
Jimmy
the, you know.
has been to the Super Bowl before, but
There you
he
go.
hasn't actually had action in the Super Bowl. So
Joe says Emmanuel Sanders Super Bowl MVP.
yes, and I mentioned that Emmanuel Sanders as well.
Good
Obviously
shot.
with the
Good
Broncos.
candidate right there.
With
I'm
the
going to
Broncos.
go with Patty Mahomes. Frank Roberts, did Tony just quote Bruno Mars? Yes, he did.
Yes, he did, Frank.
He's a
Tony
big
did.
Bruno Mars guy, I guess. And then he says Frank says depends on what you want, TJ. I guess he's talking about if somebody wants a porn star, they go for it. you know?
Depends on what you like.
I guess. Good for Jimmy.
You're
you know?
more of an
Good for
ass
Jimmy.
man or you're more a boobs guy. That's the difference right there.
Joe says punter holds the kicks, not Jimmy. Okay, well, I'm sorry. I don't remember who held the fucking extra point back 3 fucking
Hey,
years
you
ago.
apologize to Joe. Joe is
Jesus
a
Christ.
great listener.
Sorry, I didn't know the punter held the extra point.
Joe is the best listener of all our
Yes, he
Joes.
is.
It's different Joe. It's not
different Joe.
not
They're
caller
both
Joe.
are tied then.
Yeah.
It's my buddy Joe that likes me, not caller Joe that despises me.
Speaking of the listeners, we have a fantastic, I guess, competition going on right now. Competition against Nick Tolley and Mark Hessler, tied.
Oh,
for
wow.
the BOT. I mean, I'm number one by like 9 picks, but whoever
can't
can
win.
win the prize.
Let's go jack yourself off a little
We
more.
got- all right.
Jesus.
Clip that off and cut it to hell and throw it in the trash.
So anyway, we got that going on where Tolley and Hessler, we got to figure out how to do this now. Should they both send in like a total? Because if they both pick the same team, if they both pick opposites, it's
Yeah,
we're
no,
in
we
good
have
shape,
they have to submit the final score of the game.
I think it's a good idea because there's no such thing as a half a jersey.
Standings
Right.
unavailable.
Well, you could just split it in half.
Why are the
There you go.
standings-
Tolley does his, Hessler does his. We cut them in half. We sew them together. And they get each
They
one.
have to wear them.
Yes, that's a good idea.
I mean, this is big time though. We got me, Jake Scott, and Randall all tied for fourth right now. Though.
Gives a shit about
there's
that.
a big fourth place matchup
That's what
going
the
on.
ladies and gentlemen. I know you're worried about who's tied for frickin' fourth.
And
That's
I
what-
know,
Yeah,
I
that's
know,
what
I
people
know.
wanna
In
see.
the brunch league and update, John is taking Kansas City, and I'm taking
brunch
Frisco money line. So we
All right,
got,
Vanderpump, relax.
we got yeah. You can't talk shit ever. Yeah. The door's right there. You can walk. Your man card is revoked.
So, can we just take a moment to TJ Weber, 151 wins this year. Unbelievable.
Congratulations.
150. God,
Yeah.
crowd goes wild. What a great year for me. Oh, my God.
Now let's clap for me as the winner of the panel. Congratulations to Nick, since TJ.
Hey, Zach,
and
we're
I
going to
picked the same
rename
picks
this the
last week.
egotistical corner here
Yeah.
in the middle.
I mean,
Yeah.
we win. I don't know what you
20
boys are
straight
doing.
weeks.
I mean, I was fantasy
20
champion.
straight weeks, baby.
So,
there you go, Zach.
fantasy champion? Dad, what the fuck did you win?
$2,160. $2,100.
So really, Big Web's a big winner.
We're all winners around here.
We're all over here.
One big circle jerk.
Tooting our own horn, and Big Web is just like counting his money. Be like, "What's it? You want a fantasy?
Oh, you want a free pickup?
That's
cute.
nice.
You want the title, do you?
That's cute.
Yeah. Let me
He's
count
like-
my Benjamins real quick.
He's like, I just booked a trip to Maui. Enjoy it, bitches.
Save that. So yeah, that should be fun. Hessler and Tolley. I would say that both send in your pick. Obviously, we can see it, but then send in the total you think that both teams will score.
Did
in the Super
Hessler
Bowl.
miss a couple weeks of playoffs?
He did.
Wow, that really screwed him.
Yeah.
Actually won. I think he just missed one.
Just one.
But he didn't pick
Well, he
very
didn't
well.
know. He didn't know we were still picking into the playoffs.
I'm not going to
And
apologize.
we
because
had
I
mentioned it.
that a lot.
He mentioned
so-
it a lot.
Exactly.
That's on Hessler for
He's
not
a
paying
busy
attention.
man. He's got a lot to do.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
I mean, well, it's an NFL jersey though, baby. We're getting an NFL jersey for you.
Real quick,
are
obviously
high.
we have no games to pick. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you guys have Pro Bowl, AFC, NFC? Who you got?
I'll go.
I
with
love the NFC plus 1.5.
I'll go with the AFC money line.
All right.
I'm taking a day off.
Okay. What else was I going to talk? Oh, you wanted to talk about Eli Manning real quick.
If we don't mind. I mean,
If we don't
We don't
mind.
really have anything else to talk about
Well,
until
well,
Super
let
Bowl.
me
We'll save
just-
prop bets for next week.
Let me just throw this out. This
Coin flips?
guy won 2 Super Bowls, but he was on a highly defensive team. They won Super Bowls because of their defense. I mean, Eli Manning to me is kind of like an average quarterback on a team with a great defense. Back end of his career was a little soft. I don't see his brother. Absolutely, but Eli he's an average quarterback on a good team.
Do I think Eli should get in the Hall of Fame? No. Will he? Yes.
Beat the Patriots twice.
He beat the Patriots, but like I said, he was on defensive teams. If his name wasn't Manning, that gives him a lot of credit too. I mean, unfortunately, not to discredit Eli at all, but just for Peyton being his brother helps him out a lot. And I mean, yeah, I think it's going to be. I think he gets in. I don't think he should though.
You're right.
His stats will show that he should, but it's like.
Okay, so they beat the Patriots twice. First time,
he had some
Patriots
good
were scoring
stats.
in the 30s all year long. Their defense held them to 14, and he won the game 17-14. So, and then the other one, Tyree, he throws the pass to Tyree, and Eli did a great job escaping in that play when you look at the clip. I mean, he got away from some people and throws it up, and Tyree catches it on the top of his helmet and doesn't hit the ground by a quarter of an inch. It doesn't put the guy in the Hall of Fame.
He's 7th in passing yardage of all time with 57,000 yards. in the NFL.
But that doesn't tell me a whole lot because
he's been 20-plus picks a lot. I did on the midweek show kind of like a deep dive on this, and I wish I need to go back and like look up some of the stats I pulled. But I firmly was in the Eli is not a Hall of Famer.
He's
camp.
also 7th in touchdown passes with 366. He's top 10 yardage and touchdown passes in 2 Super Bowls.
All that says is they're just a passing offense.
I don't know, man. He's been in the league forever, and he's been productive, and he's won. That's the whole point.
Longevity in the league, though, doesn't give me a.
Well, he's won. I mean, saying like he's top 10 in the top. Think
he
about
won't
these
be
names.
by the
There's a
time.
lot of losing seasons.
Yeah,
there.
He won't be in 5-10
yeah,
years.
it's like
he won't be.
if we're like, and I don't think you can look at all statistics. I mean, again, how do you judge a quarterback? Like that's really the
How do you
question.
not? Okay, how do you not judge
But
them? though?
Nick's right. It's longevity. It's not like so guys around for a long time. Does that make him a Hall of Famer?
No,
just
I
because he's longevity.
There's 3 different categories I just said. He goes, why do stats not matter in the Hall of Fame? That's all
No,
that
no,
matters.
but
Yeah.
the reason those stats are there is because the length of years and the stretch right there. When you look at, if you didn't have 2 Super Bowls on there, this guy wouldn't even be in consideration.
Right.
The
It
2
doesn't-
Super
but-
Bowls are from
But
defense.
he did.
Defense.
We could say,
Yeah.
okay, what
Yeah.
if Peyton did win 2?
I agree. It
doesn't
matters.
matter.
It matters.
It matters as in like he got it done. So we can't say what if he did it. So that's what we talk about.
Is Trent Dilfer in the Hall of Fame? They got it done on
Trent
defense.
Dilfer.
Baltimore got it done on defense.
Is Trent Dilfer top 10 in passing yardage? No.
but
Is he
you don't
top
have
10
a million
passing
year
touchdowns? No.
You don't have a 25.
Dude's got
or whatever
366
freaking
touchdown passes. Give the guy a
Yeah.
break.
Yeah,
Fucking killing it.
Not a Hall of Famer.
I don't think so either.
Okay,
but I do
he's got
think-
more than John Elway.
I think he'll
He's
get
got more
in.
than Johnny Unitas. He's got more than. I mean, he's still got some guys that are still in the league that'll pass him. Rodgers, Roethlisberger might be done. He's got 3 less than him.
Roethlisberger will pass him. Ryan will pass him.
Matt Ryan's got 321.
Stafford will pass him. Mahomes will pass him. Wentz will pass
Hall of
him.
Famer is a unique individual that
Yeah, and I don't-
gets something
and I-
accomplished. There's 1,000 quarterbacks that could have done what the Giants defense did and won the damn Super
And I don't think Matt Ryan will
I
get
think
in.
TJ's got a point, though. I mean, like, I don't think he is a Hall of Famer because I don't think he was ever really even a top. He was a borderline top 10 quarterback throughout his career. So I don't think he was ever elite at his position amongst his peers. And I know that he has the stats right now. And like he was saying, that matters. You have to take that into
100%.
account. Whether he won the Super Bowl because of defenses, which I believe he still beat the Patriots in the prime of
And
their
he won
dynasty
2.
twice.
He didn't win 1. He won 2.
the
And,
That
and
helps
he
him.
beat the
defense.
undefeated Patriots team as well.
The
So
defense did.
All right,
yeah,
let's look at the stats
I
real quick.
agree with
he-
you, but I'm saying
he-
that has to
he
matter.
He did what he needed to do. He did what he needed to do.
Or did the
but-
defense throw that pass to Plesko Burris? Or,
But the
you know?
defense kept him in the game. He threw a couple touchdowns. He did his part enough, but had the defense not been in there, Eli Manning can't win them that game. That's the thing.
I like the
If
guy.
If you give an
Say
average
about
defense,
so many different teams, though. That's the thing.
but
And
that's what I think. I think the credits, the credentials to bring people into the Hall of Fame are weak. I think people don't evaluate it very well. I think guys that have gotten in probably shouldn't have, and so I think and it's just that's the thing is people want to put more people in the Hall of Fame than making an exclusive club.
And when you look at guys like Elway and Peyton Manning, remember that game? He was down the stretch. He just gunned it. He was totally. They won on the last second. And how many of those does Elway have? How many of those does Peyton have? You know, Eli's got a couple. You know what I mean? It's just not that level quarterback.
I mean,
To me,
his argument
just an opinion.
has to rely on the Super Bowls
Yes,
because as
100%.
much as he's in top 10 for the stats right now, he'll fall out of that within the next decade. And when you compare him to his peers, like he has more passing yards and whatever than Elway, but Elway had way fewer attempts and retired at the top of his game. So like longevity also, I think plays a factor in it too because availability is the best ability, right? And he was available throughout his entire career. But yeah, man, I just think that he was compared to his peers in the era he played in, his stats were always subpar to that. And I don't know. I put him in the Hall of Good. I don't think that he's a Hall of Famer, but I do think he will get in.
So I don't when I'm on his side, I don't think he is like the best of all time. Like he's not like I'm like, oh, he's for sure in. I'm just trying to say the guy's won 2 Super Bowls. He's top 10 in passing yardage and passing touchdowns. And it all depends. How many years do they have to wait again? I don't know the MLB's.
5.
It is 5
years,
still.
5
I think it's 5.
Okay, so in that 5 years, if he's saying Stafford, Ryan, Rodgers, Rodgers will, Roethlisberger, if he keeps playing, will, But
Ryan will.
Stafford, Ryan, all those type of guys, Mahomes, if he gets up there, will they do that by the time the voting starts? Because if he's still top
That's
10 in those
true.
categories, it's all about time, too.
That's
He
a
could
good
be
point.
You know what I mean? Like, if he's still top 10 when they vote, he can make it. If they all pass him, then yeah, he might not. But I think the second Super Bowl, and I don't know if this goes into it, but you beat the fucking Patriots, who are just a juggernaut here
Beat
in the 2000s.
them both times.
That
Beat them
helps him.
twice. So does that help?
Beating the Patriots helps him.
But
having the Manning name helps him. Those are like intangibles that have nothing to do with his play on the field. But like what they mean off the field, those
But
are factors.
does that go into it? I don't even know.
I
Probably
think it
not,
does
but-
because if you're playing like, say, instead of the Patriots, you're playing, like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who had a really great season and they went like 10-3 or 14-2, whatever, and had a strong season. You beat them again. You beat them 17-14. I don't think that means as much as being the undefeated Patriots. In upsetting their perfect season.
Yeah.
Sorry. Greg Zook says the Hall of Fame is a museum. You have to have him in there for what he did during those Super Bowl wins. Joe Sal says never received an MVP vote and led the league in interceptions 3 times. If the team the Giants beat is any team but the Patriots 2 times, no one cares. He is the staple for average 117 and 117. There's a lot. I agree. There's a lot that says that he's not a superstar quarterback.
That's why I think everybody looks at those. You say passing yards, top 10 passing yards. That just means they had an offensive coordinator that liked to throw the ball, and he got a bunch of pass attempts versus like a John Elway who didn't pass the ball as much but was as effective. And so that's because you have to look at if they're making the case for him being in. Top 10. But then 117 and 117 and leading the league in interceptions is a case for.
I'll say one more thing too. I think the way I said about the 5 years thing, it's all about perception. Why do we say that he's not going to make it now? It's because he's been shit the last 2 years. Think about
Longer
it.
than that, 5 years.
I'm saying though, like in his prime, you might have said,
It's good to have that
Eli,
5-year wait time.
because you would have thought he would have done more, but he has done a lot. You just forget because it's been so long ago. So I think as fair or unfair as this is, perception at the time of voting is the whole point.
No,
You
you're
know what
right.
I mean?
You're
And
right.
that's why they wait
if
till 5
this
years.
vote was 7 years ago, it'd be a whole different look at this guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're,
totally.
you're
Totally.
exactly right.
Yeah. Should be interesting. Let us know your thoughts. 314-877-8597. That's a good discussion. Nick, real quick, we got to give away our Cafe Telegraph gift
Cafe
card
Telegraph
of the
gift
week.
card.
Let's see. Let's,
Look at some names and
let me put my
name.
Give it to Schlemmer. He deserves 2 for the
Name
delay.
generator. We probably had some new people. I know Walter from Columbia shared.
This one's going to go to, drumroll please, Frank Roberts wins the
Frank
20
Roberts
gift card,
wins
Cafe
the gift
Telegraph.
card.
Congratulations, Frank, on winning your Cafe Telegraph gift card. I'm sure I can find your house very easily.
He's going to get some bacon.
Yeah. Oh, the what is it? The
Was fried
it's
bacon?
smoked bacon, and they fry it too.
Fried.
Oh
So good.
my! And the
Fried.
sweet chili
Sweet
sauce.
chili sauce on the
Smoked.
side.
Now you're
Bacon.
talking.
I want to do a thought experiment with you guys.
Okay.
A thought experiment.
I like that.
QB1
too
and
advanced for us.
QB2. And I'm going to tell you the stats of the first quarterback and the second quarterback, and you tell me which one you'd rather take.
Okay.
They're pretty similar, and then afterwards I'll tell you who's who.
One of them is Eli freaking Manning.
This is
Yes.
this is gonna make me. This is
Obviously.
gonna go against whatever my argument. It's gonna make me.
One's
say,
gonna be like,
you know
Eli
what?
Manning in
He's
the Hall
setting
of
our
Fame.
ass up
And
totally.
one's
there.
like Trent Dilfer or
Yeah,
Brad
yeah.
Johnson or
They're
somebody.
Like, number 2.
Yeah.
All right. First quarterback played 236 games, had 366 touchdown passes and 244 interceptions, and threw for 57,000 yards. The second quarterback played 242 games, threw 420 touchdown passes, 252 interceptions, and for 61,000 yards. Who would you rather have?
I mean, number 2.
I would go
2.
2.
Okay. But similar stats, right?
Yeah.
Number 1's Eli. Number 2's Dan Marino.
Nice.
So, I mean, if you use that, like,
Yeah.
I don't know, you
It's
can
the Super Bowls,
you
man.
can definitely make an argument to
Super
have
Bowls.
Eli in. I don't think that.
It's the whole point. The Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Without the second Super Bowl.
Without his last name, he
again,
doesn't
I'm on,
get
I'm
it.
Without
on
his
what-
last name in the Super Bowl.
If his name was Flacco and he won 2 Super Bowls with those stats, I don't think.
Hey,
he
Joe
gets in.
Flacco's an elite
Nope.
quarterback.
Nope, definitely not. And that's what I said with Big Web. The defense got him to those Super Bowls, and it's the same thing with. Obviously, we've only seen Jimmy G in one season so far, but if the Niners win the Super Bowl, it's not going to be because Jimmy G. It's going to be because of the Niners defense got them there, and so that's how. You got to look at the whole. You got to look at the whole body of work. Got to look at all the factors and put them all together because they're positives and they're negatives, and so that's why it makes it hard.
Absolutely. Guys, thanks for tuning in to this, we call it Pro Bowl week. I'm glad you guys all stayed because we weren't talking Pro Bowl today. Forget that. We're talking conference championships.
Perfect.
And we saved a lot. We got a lot of
yeah.
Super Bowl preview left to go, a lot of prop bets we're going to talk about, and we're giving away 5 gift cards next week from Cafe Telegraph. And maybe we'll have some Super Bowl trivia. That'd be fun to give away some gift cards. Some Super Bowl trivia
out
there. Should be a lot of
Are
fun.
we doing the show Sunday morning of Super Bowl Sunday?
Yes.
That is what we would be
at
doing.
11.
We need to make 10:30 happen because I got
10:30. We will be here at 10:30.
I have to go into work at 1 for like a couple hours.
What the
so.
fuck?
Well, I'm gonna be done. We got a party going on here.
I'm
so.
I'm hanging out at your house all
I'll be
day.
I'll be here at 10:20.
Nick, you can clean up the place then. That'd be nice. Go make some buffalo chicken dip or something.
The studio. I'll clean up the studio.
All right, there you go.
This is the only part of the house I own.
Guys, thanks for tuning in. For Big Web, for Zook, for Nick, I'm TJ. We'll see you next week for Super Bowl.